external hard drive, modem.
The skyscraper.
Stay strong, stay wise. Prince.
Hey, kitty cat. What are you doing? Hey? What's up?
Well, you guys are looking at the extent of my day. Pretty much laying here watching programs. The History HD channel online, and whenever a program's over, I get up, apply to a couple jobs, come back and lay down. Watch the next program, get up, apply for a couple jobs, come back and lay down. None of the money, the donation stuff went through yet. It's probably going to take a couple days. But, my mother said that she might be able to help me out with some money for the next couple days. But I mean, it's just prolonging the inevitable here. Oh, in regards to the whole dancing robot man and the picture, I had actually finished. Well, I didn't finish the whole page, but I drew a decent picture on a piece of paper. Oh, here's the drawing folder. Here's the picture I drew. Now, I personally think that this looks like a tribal fox with a nice long tail and everything. So you can see the head here, the body here with the feet, and then a big long fluffy tail. So if you guys want to take a wild guess at how many times I showed the robot dancing man last month, for the whole month, just leave your guesses down below, and I'll pick the winner. You guys have to get it right on though. It has to be dead on. As for the who the fuck said that, I don't really feel like the last 6 or 7 days really calls for it. I know you guys have been commenting and everything like that, but I mean, most of it's just, oh, this really sucks, or oh, we're here for you, or stuff like that. So I mean, I'm just not going to put time and effort into a 1 to 2 minute video that'll take me 3 or 4 hours to do, when I'll just be putting the same comments on there. So if I'm able to get through this and get back on track and shit like that, then I'll start doing that again. But for now, it's simply not worth it. What else was I gonna say? Now some of you have been mentioning that, giving me options, why don't you go do this, or why don't you go do that, or why have you tried this, or have you tried that? And, I've done it all, folks. There's literally nothing you can suggest to me that I haven't already tried, either this time around or in the past. I've done it all. There's literally nothing you guys have told me that I literally have not done already. Like, why don't you go to the Salvation Army, or why don't you go to the dollar store, or why don't you try to go on EI and tell them that you want to go on disability, and or why don't you go to welfare and do the same, and blah 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 blah. Once again, I'm not bashing you guys, so settle the fuck down. I'm just stating facts here that, I appreciate your guys' suggestions, but I've done it all already. So, unless it's something completely out of the box, then there's no real point in telling me to do this or that. Now I could technically go pawn all my shit, but that's something I use as an extreme last resort. Because I put so much time and effort into getting this stuff, I will not get rid of it simply because I don't have food for a week or shit like that. Like it's got to be something a little more important than this. Because the time and effort I put into getting it doesn't justify what I'll get back out of it. Like I could go pawn all my Wii stuff, all my games, all my accessories and shit like that and get $20. So what? I'm gonna give me what? A couple days worth of food and shit like that? No, it's not worth it. I mean, I put my TV up for sale for the last 4 months, but nobody's buying it because it's an actual TV and not a flat panel. So that's not pawnable. And I am not getting rid of my PS3. That motherfucker cost me $500. There's no way in hell I'm getting rid of that shit. So I have nothing else to pawn. That's it. That's all I have. I can get rid of my laptop or my flat panel monitor, but I mean I need both of. Well, I don't really need the monitor. Well, yes I do. First world problems, right? You know. Oh, my water got cut off last night. Can't call the landlord because I don't have time on my phone. So I sent them an email today. I haven't heard anything back from them yet. So that kind of sucks. So I can't shower, I can't drink anything. Thankfully I had a bottle of water that I put in the fridge a couple days ago that's still there, so I can give Sky some water. I mean that's it. So I've gone from having first world problems to literally having third world problems where I can't even drink water. It's just fucking Jesus Christ, where do I fucking live in a third world country in Africa? Jesus. I live in fucking Canada. I can't even feed or drink, eat, like, I can't. Now, one of the only things that's managed to keep myself on a. Oh, fuck, I totally messed that up. One of the only things that's kept me on a level, like kept my head on level, the last few days is I've been rolling my butts, my cigarette butts. Generally, when I know in the near future I'm going to be out of cigarettes or out of money or stuff like that, I save all my cigarette butts. And you know, even though I was going without smoking for that little while, I literally would have had everything in here broken if I didn't have nicotine right now. However, I ran out of those this morning. Oh, God. This is not going to be easy. You know, in the past, when I've gone through shit like this, I've always had the extras to get me through. Even when I was in rehab, of all places, they still allowed me to smoke. So, this is, it's going to be pretty interesting how I get through this, and whether I get through it with all my stuff still intact, or whether, like in previous weeks, I end up breaking shit. And when I found out my water was cut off last night, I punched the wall and did a little more damage to my knuckle. Now, instead of the knuckle being crushed into the socket, I broke off a piece. So now I have a bone floating on my knuckle, which is really weird feeling, especially when I clench my fist because it pops back and forth over the socket. I probably should go have that looked at, because I'm pretty sure having floating bones in your hand is very dangerous. You can cut nerves and block passes, blood veins and shit like that. So, but can't do that because apparently my health card has expired to the point where it's no longer usable. So I have to go get a new health card, and by doing so I will no longer have photo ID. Because my health card, my Ontario health card, has a picture on it, which I've been using as my photo ID. Once I switch that over to a Nova Scotia one, I'll no longer have photo ID. And I don't exactly have the $90 it costs to go get one. You see how things are stacking? One on top? This is usually how it goes. Starts off with one small little problem. I'll get through that. A couple months pass. I'll get a little bit bigger of a problem. I'll generally get through that, and then the third one will generally be a decent sized problem, which I most likely will have difficulty getting through but still do in the end. And then usually the fourth or fifth is when it starts stacking on each other, and that's when I get into these positions. Is when shit starts stacking. And right now everything is stacking, just compounding one after another, just causing things to get even worse and worse day by day. But no, as you can see, I am dealing with it relatively well. That just goes to show the type of experience I have in these types of problems. Which is fucking sad since I live in Canada. And it's raining out today, which is always great. So I was gonna go walk around town, try to stretch my legs, get out of here for the first time in a week. But can't do that. But, maybe tomorrow I'll be able to get out, go outside, get some fresh air. As to, I feel I need to say something in regards to something that's been kind of, I wouldn't say upsetting me, but more frustrating me over the past while. It's Facebook chat. Now, how do I say this without everybody getting mad at me? You know when you talk to people on Facebook and everything, or even when you're talking face to face and everything, right? You generally finish the conversation. You know, you either say, you know, I gotta go, or, you know, it was nice talking to you, but I gotta go to bed, or some shit like that, right? Lately I've been noticing a lot of people that I talk to on Facebook, in the chat specifically, and the ones who get upset by me saying this are the ones I'm talking about, so just watch. You know, I understand you guys have your own shit to do and your own lives and all that blah 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 blah. But, you know, when we're sitting having a conversation about something that's generally important, or, you know, is a two-sided conversations and stuff like that, if you're gonna go, say bye, or I gotta go, or stuff like that. Don't just fucking leave altogether and just leave me fucking sitting there typing to myself. You know, and in certain situations it's been with relatively important discussions, and, you know, people say their piece and then just fuck off. And that's one of my, that is my biggest pet peeve. My largest pet peeve. I'm only starting to have it as a pet peeve online, but in face-to-face type stuff, oh hell no. If I'm having a conversation with somebody and they say something that's aggressive or to make a point or some shit like that, and then they just walk away, oh no. I would literally run and stop them. Like, stand in front of them and make them finish the conversation. And part of my frustrations from that is being brought up online. because people are just fucking walking away from conversations, and then I'm just sitting there like, hello? Am I fucking talking to a wall here? Like, where did you go? At least you could say is bye or some shit like that. But, you know, I'm going to be doing a cleansing of my Facebook list here in a bit. Get rid of the dead weight. And I'll be doing the same on Google+, and I will most likely be getting rid of my Twitter and Facebook page for WisemanTimes, because quite frankly nobody uses them. I post shit on there all the time and I generally never get a response. There's a couple of you who respond to my stuff, but in the most part nobody fucking cares about that shit. So there's no point in me wasting my fucking time for shit nobody cares about to begin with. Holy Christ, these talking videos go on forever apparently. Apparently I have a lot to say. I know it's not what you guys are used to, the last 4 videos with me just literally just sitting here talking to you guys. But it is what it is, right? I gotta do with what I have, and I don't have the means to make the types of videos that I was making before about going out and, you know, talking about work and blah blah blah. So for now, until things change, this is pretty much what the video is going to be like. Talking about you know, just what's on my mind, pretty much. A true vlog, I guess you could say. Even though I'm still keeping it more real than 98% of other YouTubers. Anyway, with all that being said and done, I get up and apply for some more jobs, because that UFO program just ended, so it's about that time. So I hope you guys had a good day. Hope your lives aren't in the shits, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. So stay strong, stay wise, folks. Peace.